Senator Padilla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Before leading into my question, let me kind of tee it up with a couple of experiences. And prior to joining the Senate, I served as a Secretary of State for the state of California, where on a periodic basis we'd showcase, especially around Admission Day every year, the original California Constitution, because in fact there was more than one. When California was becoming a state, there was both an English language constitution that the legislature adopted and a proclamación en español, a Spanish proclamation. At the beginning of statehood for the state of California, just as historic evidence of the diversity of California from the very, very beginning. Senator Kennedy, I believe Louisiana has some similar history, not just with 2 languages, but 3. Mm-hmm. English, Spanish, and French. Mm-hmm. So our respective states have celebrated and enjoyed the benefits of beautiful diversity for a long time now. And I had a chance to see those original documents last week when I took my sons to the archives. Oh, really? And we were doing some exploration there. So it's fresh and top of mind, and I lead with that because my primary question here today is about diversity. We have worked a lot in this committee over the last couple of years to increase the diversity of the names recommended to the White House, the names of the folks nominated by the White House to serve on the federal bench, because we know the added value of diversity in the judiciary. But it's not just on the bench where judiciary strengthens our judiciary. It's beyond just who sits on the bench. It's everybody else who works in a courtroom, particularly law clerks. Right, I think you all would agree, and please feel to chime in if you don't, that a quality clerkship experience was pivotal in your career and your trajectory. I mean, it's those clerkship experiences that lead to future federal judges, for future leaders in private practice across the country. And so my question for each of you is, if confirmed by this body and the Senate as a whole, what would you do to ensure and increase diversity in your courtrooms? And we'll begin with Mr. Edwards and go down the row here.
Thank you, Senator, for the question. And I wholeheartedly agree with you that diversity is very important to the judiciary, and particularly clerkship diversity. I was a clerk for 2 state court judges, and it served as a springboard for me into private practice and into the bar. It was an opportunity for me to meet all parts of our bar as a law clerk, and it really set my career, I think, on a good trajectory. If I was so fortunate to be confirmed, I would be very intentional about casting a wide net to have as much diversity in my office as possible, because I do think that it increases or enhances public confidence in the judiciary to have diversity in the courts.
Thank you. Mr. Long.
I agree, Senator, with everything Mr. Edwards just said. I would also say that I think organizations on the whole are stronger to the extent that they take into account people from diverse perspectives, diverse viewpoints, diverse professional experiences. And if I'm fortunate to be confirmed, I will certainly have that in mind as I look to fill my chamber.
Yeah. Including colleges and universities, but that's a topic for another day. Judge Maddox.
Yes, like Mr. Edwards, I'd like to, in my answer, go back to my own clerkship experience. And in my first clerkship, I had an opportunity to help coordinate a nationwide internship program that was focused on increasing diversity among law students who obtained judicial internships. And in that role, I helped recruit qualified law students from across the country to think about working in the judges' chambers and to make applications and to advise them on those applications to maximize the success of those applications. After I left that clerkship, I continued to be involved in the program by helping to screen applicants for a series of years. And now I have the fortune of serving as a judge, where now I'm participating in hiring from that program. So I receive applications and recommendations through that program for potential hiring in my own chambers, and sort of come full circle with respect to my involvement in that diversity internship program.
Thank you. Mr. Haji.
I'll echo the sentiments of my colleagues. Diversity is important, and to include diversity of experience, and it's important at all stages in one's career, from college and law school and clerkships and beyond.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thanks, Senator Padilla. Senator Hawley?